Get your mats if you're going to do some stretch outs. Line up and walk wall to wall. Stand up if you're walking in place. Get your chair if you're doing chair exercises. Get your weight if you're doing weight exercises. Jump on your bike. Start your treadmill.
Come on. You.
Yeah. Let's get this party started right. I did a fade. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. I just want to say I am so appreciative and so in love with my YouTube subscribers and viewers. I want to thank you very much for that. I want to thank you very much for that. Your numbers is growing. And I hope you're exercising. I hope you're exercising. I hope you're setting up a regiment or something. I can't open the windows because I hear the dogs. And I go out and I talk to dogs all the time. And they talk back to me, you know, bark, bark, bark. So I think when they hear my voice, when I'm down here recording. So anyway, the window's closed. About the second half, if I'm getting hot, I'll open it up. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk. I want to tell you, there's a boogeyman in every corner. According to these penal colony people, I really have to have some fresh air though. So you may hear the dogs barking, but that's part of the thing. Okay. Turn this fan a little bit. Alright. I said I was going to put the big fan up. They said, well, why don't you take off some clothes? I'm sweating, y'all. That's a part of the exercise, too. And old people don't sweat so easily. So, thanks for coming on the walk. Yeah, y'all, millennials, please see yourself in the life that you want, not according to these people who teach the Book of the Dead. Not that. There's so many things to do, so many things you can do, and learn about it now while you can, because we have Google now. But I've been here longer than a minute. When these European Africans, when they want to go for secrecy, they go hog head. So, but what I want to tell you, millennials, this government, these politicians, do not believe anything that they say. They are liars all the time. They are liars all the time. Nothing they say is the meaning of what they telling you it is. It's always some backdoor shit. And they just fear there's always a boogeyman. About 100 years ago, World War I, they said had ended, but they lied. And our taxes and our money was going towards the war in Europe. 100 years later, as I walk on this treadmill, babies don't got no daycare. Food you can't afford. They go with the mad scientists to try to give us all these genetically modified shit that they make for a penny and sell for us for $1.50. Millennials, I beg you, these folks are liars. Yes, we're back in a war in Europe 100 years ago. We were involved in a war in Europe. Don't you see they don't do nothing different? It's all about killing with them. For they're all European Africans. And they just fight and destroy and destroy, and they lie and they lie and they lie. And look at here. And don't get involved in their wars. Don't give them no chance. Don't give them no nothing. Don't go spill your blood for them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. 100 years ago, when African Americans went into the war, they said, oh, we didn't want them to go. We didn't want them to enter. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. They know they couldn't do nothing if we didn't enter the war. They ain't gonna tell you that because they're liars. And when the war was over, they made sure to hang them in their uniforms. They didn't want it to be, you know, like, this is not just a regular African American we hang up there. This is somebody who went and fought for Europe. Don't do it. Don't do it. No land, no money, nothing to pass on to the future. Nothing. Not even a burial plot. Thanks for the love. Dude, thanks so much for the love. Not even a burial plot. Don't do it. They'll call you chicken. They'll say, oh, you millennials must be the punk generation. Because they're rectum bandits. They always go for the sexual angle. Yes. Thanks for the mad love. That was a nice run. Just the energy I need. Don't do it. There's a whole life. Focus on what you want out of this life and you stick to it. Y'all remember Cassius Clay? But I'm going to move up. I'm still 100 years from now. And now, 100 years later, thanks for the love. Our tax money, our baby daycare money. I ain't going to say reparation, because them European Africans ain't never going to give us no step up. They too scared. They're too scared. That's how you know they're European Africans. Don't nobody else care. They say, hey, let everybody get a chance to stand. Oh, thanks so much for the love. But these European Africans, they all about the lies. Don't go and die. I'll beat you on the break. We got 20 minutes. Well, now we got like 11 minutes. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. You gain nothing. You gain nothing from war, and they gain everything. So now, if you go back to 18, going back a little bit, 1860s and the 50s, 1850s and the 60s, there was rumblings of war, the Civil War. And they'll never really tell you the true history of that war. Assholes fighting assholes. These European Africans. Assholes fighting assholes. It didn't have to be. But that's what they do. Now come up 100 years. The 1950s and 60s. They was just finished up fighting in Europe. So you see where this going, millennials? Still fighting in Europe. All your money now is going to Ukraine. Still fighting about these German Ethiopians. Now your money is going to the British Israel. And I'm an older person. Nathan. Nathan. Because in between all that time, they made sure I couldn't get Nathan. They made sure when I worked, I got Nathan. They made sure I was old and had Nathan. Instead of saying nothing, I like saying Nathan. See what you want, millennials. See what you want. Don't listen to these talking head poisoners. I call that the news. They used to report we was monkeys. Okay? They used to report on hangings in the uniform. They didn't give a shit. Don't listen to them. As they used to say, don't let them take any rent up in your head. Don't worry about voting. It ain't going to do nothing to save you. You could not even get rid of student loan. It don't work. We ain't getting reparation. 50 acres and a mule. Nathan, stop voting. It don't matter. All you giving is your energy to a bunch of people who are giving you the middle finger. You want them to win. You hope the campaign will win. You know what they're saying? They're sitting back there laughing, recting, abandoning one another, and talking about what fools you are. Started voting at 19. You know what I feel like? I feel like a victim of the rectum bandits. That's how I feel. I couldn't make myself go to a voting poll. A wild herd of horses could not drag me to a voting poll. I don't care what senator bullshit, governor bullshit, congressman bullshit. I could care less. Time is going to take care of you. And nature is going to take care of you. You'll be relegated, as they say, to the annals of time. Hold on, millennials. Don't follow them. Follow your dream. Like I said, go on your Google and look under everything that you can to plan your future for what you want to do. Don't worry about they say, oh, the money this, oh, the money this, oh, to do this. And don't let them be churching on you. Let me tell you this story. When I was a child, they used to have commercials about the disease. I'll call it the C word. And they said, see, all these mice have cancer due to smoking. I'm like, wow, how did they find these mice? Did they go to the mice bar and they were sitting there smoking cigarettes? I couldn't understand how they could get cancer like that. Then, another disease that they call the C word. And I said, Mike's got it. The mice got it. Ovarian cancer. Oh my gosh. Where did the mice get the cancer from? The poor mice. This is what I'm looking at. This is me as a child looking at the commercial. Poor mice. Oh no, poor mice got cancer. Poor mice. Come to find out, they've developed cancer, the strain for cancer. They were putting the cancer into the mice. So now, a while back, I'm listening to this true crime, because y'all know I'm a true crime person, true crime book. And the guy, I had to rewind a few times. He at first tried to kill her with this cancer agent that he had taken from his job. But he never made it to the point of being able to touch her or put it into something she was drinking. So he had to find another place. So I'm like, wait a minute here now, wait a minute. Did they just say, did they just say that he has this cancer thing from the lab and he wanted to give it to this woman so she would have cancer? I said back, wait a minute here now. Millennials, don't let them folks be touching on you. Don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let them. Don't let them. They move cancer like that. They call it the disease, but they move the disease like that. How could this scientist just walk out with it and go about to kill his girlfriend or wife? How is that possible? What if a doctor wants to increase his patient thing? Because he's a pathologist or a C specialist. So every time he touches you, he makes sure to rub a little cancer on his hands. I know from back in the day, those mammograms machines put out a lot of radiation and they're not checked as often as they should. They're not. First of all, you shouldn't be putting your breast in nothing that squeezes as fast as a Ritz cracker. But in addition to that, it is putting the C disease into your breast and you don't even get it. Millennials, don't let them touch you. Do you know how much I wish Elizabeth Holmes' machine had worked? None of them hypocrite oath doctors in a secret society would ever have to touch you. And they can keep their cancer to themselves. Don't let them touch you. Because that's the boogeyman. The C word, that's the boogeyman. If I turn on that radio right now, I will get at least 10 C commercials before I hear a song, before I hear a news weather broadcast. Ain't listened to them in 4 months. Probably 5 now. Oh, it's time for our break. We did 20 minutes. Whew, hip to hoop to ha. Whew. Yes, indeed. Don't let them touch you, millennials. Oh, okay. Hi, Nader Zeal. Sister, I have the biggest present for you. For me, would you like the message? Sure, can you leave the message here? Or you can email me at inspirationsensation2016@gmail.com. Or just leave your information on the link. All right, let me do a stretch, y'all. Right fast. Ooh. Yeah, millennials. I know they tell you to go to these gynecologists, but the father of gynecology is a serialist who went around and cut the wombs out of the slave women. Everyone I know who have had constant contact with gynecologists ain't got no womb. But why would you have it? That father of gynecology cut out wombs. So the basis of the whole thing is to remove your womb. Oh, they want to heal you. They want to fight disease. They want to... The body does all that too. You can give me antibiotics. I mean, you gave it to us all before. There's creams and stuff. Wait, millennials, to this generation. You could look at the college, you see how old all those old people are. They're so diseased. They're so diseased. Don't believe anything they say. So now, around this time, in the 1950s, after they finished fighting in Europe, remember 100 years, and we're still fighting in Europe now, our money is gone. Kids starving, no daycare, can't get no jobs, everything high. But these folks on this penal colony, they're trained. They're not going to do anything different. Wars in Europe is their thrill, their pleasure. They sit in those secret societies and jerk each other off and dick each other and just have a real good time. They love wars. Don't fall for it, millennials. Anything they tell you they fighting for is a lie. Oh yeah. And then I tell y'all, sometimes I talk so much about it, I'm like, did I say it out loud or is it my head? Don't fall for the bullshit. You remember these Arab blowing themselves up people? Do you know what they told them? That you can have 7 versions which are people who are women who are married. That has nothing to do with the hymen. In heaven, if you strap on this bomb. And they did. But guess what they did to the women that the bomber left behind? They prostituted them. They should have said, if you strap on this bomb and go and blow up something, you'll be with 7 virgins in heaven, and we're going to run the women in your family as sex workers. They wouldn't have strapped on them bombs. You see? They're liars. You gotta let them focus on what you want to do. Don't let none of these lies get into your path. They're liars. So now, yes, it would be China. It would be China. And I'll tell you why. Because in 2050, it'll be 100 years before 100 years. And they were in Korea. Their focus now is on the Asian people. And of course, it's because of that prick in the crown and his bald-headed son, European Africans. Then, when I was like 10 and stuff, and doing current events, they used to come on a walk. They was over in Vietnam. So, coming up on 100 years, because we're in the 20s now, say another 15 years, they have to find another Asian country to attack. Remember in 1945, in that era, they dropped 2 bombs on Japan. I tell you, they don't do anything different. So yes, they're using TikTok and all this bullshit, but they don't do anything different. This is their time for another attack on Asians in Asian countries. This is another time where they involve themselves in a war and involve our money and then want our kids and take our whole lives. And we don't have shit. Don't fall for it, millennials. One thing they didn't teach us they didn't teach us to want. See yourself. See yourself. My mother hadn't said to me, you're going to be a writer. She probably didn't even know the enormity of all that encompasses being a writer. But she knew it was enough to give me a focus so I can walk straight through all this bullshit. Now, in the interim, she did hook me up in the voting scam. She didn't know it was a scam. She thought they had really gained something. She thought that they had. So when she talked about the pride and the honor of voting and how it's going to be better for our people, and it's going to make our people better, and it's... They sold her that bullshit. Millennials, don't buy it. You know what changes stuff? Lawsuits. You know what changes stuff? Unlifing. Voting don't change shit. They sit back and laugh. Oh, how many people came out and voted? Oh, was it raining? They laugh. They laugh. And I'm out there, oh, I'm voting. It's going to make it better. And we're going to stop this. And then when it stops, she said, oh, it stops. But when you look at it, it wasn't the voting. It was the fact that their ass was fitting to be lit up from the inside out. And that's what the Civil Rights Movement was. Getting ready to level this bitch. And they scammed them. And then my mother scammed me. She didn't know. She didn't know she was being scammed. And I kept voting. And they kept laughing in my face. Let me tell you how serious it is. The orange slime ball. Orange slime ball. No, they couldn't overrun the Capitol for nothing good. For an orange slime ball. He is running an election in some countries. They would have had him in front of the fire squad. But this ain't a country, this is a penal colony. So now, he's going to appeal to the Supreme Court justices, who are just a bunch of naked people in a robe. They don't care about nothing. Even when I see judges, in my head, to my mind, they're sitting back there pulling on the winky or diddling on the boat. They have no concern. All this pomp and circumstances make them moist. Oh, thanks for coming on the walk. I'll read your comments afterwards. Gotta stay focused, y'all. So, don't fall for it, millennial. Buy your land. That is owning a piece of earth. To love, take care of it, but own it for now. The FDA is coming around trying to get you to start growing their genetically altered seeds and fertilizer. So, this is not a good time to plant. Get your land. Soon those assholes that put that law in place, they'll be gone to the annals of time. You'll know when. And then grow on your land if you want to, or build on your land. But for now, they're telling you, oh, there's this company that was trying to teach young people how to use credit cards. They found out it was a whole scam. Buy you some land. Anchor to, you ain't gotta have, start small. Invest in it. See what you can build on your land. Maybe a store. Maybe a rental. Maybe, but you have it there. Look at your deed. And see all the things that you can do on your land. And that's what you focus on. Shame you have to go to the bank to get it, but you do. But don't, also millennials, don't fuck around with them banks. It's set up that you literally give your money to them and they keep it. You gotta damn near fight to get it back. Buy some land. See that deed. See all the possibilities. All the wonderfulness. And leave all this stuff alone. That politician is for his brother in the secret society. In the robes. Where nobody know they ain't got no underwear on, easy access, easy get to, and easy get. Receive and get. Don't focus on them. Do not give them your energy. My mother trained me to give them my energy for all those years. And what do they do with that energy? Okay? Nothing for me. Nothing for us. Nothing for seniors. Like I said, they was poisoning me. I was voting the whole time. I believed them. Oh, I have a heart murmur. I have to take antibiotics before I go to the doctor. Even for a cleaning of the teeth. Yes, yes. For cleaning of the teeth. I'm like, I don't have heart disease. I just have a heart murmur. Do I have to take all this? Yeah, you had to go to the doctor. To go to the dentist, you had to go to the doctor, pharmacy, and then the dentist. Find out 30 years later it was all bullshit. I got my receipts. Don't believe nothing they say, millennials. Nothing that they're doing. Focus on yourself. What you see in your future. What you want your future to be. Because what they gonna do, they gonna do. But you won't get swept away with the tides if you focus on where you're going, what you got. Ground yourself. Yeah, my daughter got her little piece of land. And we got a house. I'm not just telling you millennials that just to be telling you. I'm telling you so you can stay focused and not be caught up in these tides. Yes, I'm sad. Like my mother, I dragged my daughter into this voting arena. We would vote together. Go get breakfast, or vote together. Go get dinner. Talk politics in a nice, manly fashion. But now I see, and you can't unsee. Just been supporting a bunch of rectum badges and their victims. Want to get into the race? European Africans. You can't see them for what they are. Thank goodness the universe does. And they're going to be dealt with. Just like all mammals and stuff come to extinction. These European Africans, especially that bitch in the crown and his bald-headed son. Because that's who this penal colony fights for, millennium. That's why you can't get your student loan, can't get no health care. Because that bitch in the crown said it's a fight over in Europe. And these wardens, they're not politicians, they're wardens. They obey. They obey. But we didn't know how to focus on good. They didn't teach. They kept saying how bad, everything's bad, everything's bad. And the book of the dead, we were beat with the book of the dead. That ain't y'all future. You can make what you want your life to be. And you focus on it. They'll say, all she think of us is herself. You say yes, because good. Once you make good on your own, they'll be saying, ooh, that's my child. They'll forget the part where they say, she only think about herself. He only think about what he want to do. He be thinking about, he want to grow his business. She be thinking about, she want to grow her business. Putting you down. And then when you make it, oh, I knew she always had it in her. Y'all stay focused. Millennium. These folks on this penal colony are liars. As I say, they finna start calling you chicken generation. They're gonna call you the un-American generation because you don't want to go and give your life for their bullshit. 100 years ago, they was fighting in Europe. 100 years later, they're fighting in Europe. Millennials, path your own life. This bullshit is gonna be going on. And to these assholes who are making it happen are relegated to the annals of time. Those annals. Don't focus on them. Don't give them your energy. So I said that to say, that's why they're going after TikTok. This is a time that they was planning for the invasion of Korea, the invasion of Vietnam, and now 100 years they had already dropped a bomb on Japan. They already hooked up the Filipinos. Only one left. China. So don't listen to them. Whatever they say they do it, or the Chinese is taking your identity. Hell, I got a government tablet, and the next thing I know, fucking scammers calling me. I didn't give that to China. That was a Chinese thing. That was a right here thing. So don't listen to them. They're liars. They're liars. A 100 years ago, they was going into South America and stabilizing, and they did it for many years. All through the 90s. They went in South America. Those drug cartels you talking about, this penal colony made. Do you understand what I'm saying, millennials? These folks are liars. Don't look to them for the truth. They don't have it. They're comfortable in their lies. But y'all want, you invest on this penal colony, you make capitalism and land ownership. Don't listen to anything else they say. You're going to have all the diseases in the world because that's an economy. You're going to go to jail. They're going to try it your whole life. They're going to try to throw you in jail because it's an economy. Free labor, 25 cents an hour. But if you focus, millennials, on what you want your future. That's why I said just get that little plot of land. You ain't got to have nothing on it. You can start with an acre, it doesn't matter. But that would help you focus and ground you to your future and all the possibilities that this life has to offer. Don't listen to them. They're liars. And you'll see how it is. You'll see how the Supreme Court is just set up. Originally set up for African American ancestors who were prisoners of war brought on this colony, this penal colony. And then you'll see that it is set up for all the anal bandits and their victims to get out of doing fuck shit. Then, you see, they got rid of abortion rights. Just like that. But this orange slime ball, he part of the rectum bandits secret society. So they're not going to go against him. Y'all watch the Supreme Court, millennials, and you'll see what I say. Woo! You'll see what I say. This is a real piece of work. But don't focus on them. Don't focus on politics. They're lying. They're lying. About 100 years ago, we were fighting for the German Ethiopians. 100 years later, they want us fighting for the German Ethiopians. You see, they don't do nothing different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for good luck. About 100 years ago, going on 100 years ago, and another about 10, 15 years, they were going after Korea and Vietnam. I mean, back in the day, about 100 years ago, they was going after Korea and Vietnam. 100 years later, because I could tell you they had already dropped the bomb on Japan. 100 years later, now they're going after China. Do you see they don't do anything different? Don't hang your hat on them. They're destructive, non-imaginative, just like a gross specimen of human beings on this earth that the universe and the earth will take care and deal with. But you millennials, y'all stay focused. Squeeze your gut, tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1 for good luck. Yeah, y'all, yeah. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Oh, let me see. Okay. Hi, Chico. Katie Robinson, you go. Thank you, thank you. Hey, what's up? I'm working out, honey. Be working out 40 minutes. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend to subscribe and exercise. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk.